What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your returning host with the most, Crash Tag in the building, of course, but I am here with a full stock of staff here that we're going to be walking through another week of some fighting game updates. We got Static Gorilla in the building, of course, and Meza as well, back holding it down from last week. We've been able to pry Meza away from Street Fighter Duel, whether it's just for a couple of minutes, and we've been able to pry away Static Gorilla from wrestling videos for a couple of minutes for now.
I honestly think I spend most of my time, like, if I'm not sleeping, I'm playing Street Fighter Duel. That's like somehow what it is right now. It's turned into this like horrible bad habit. I've been meaning to actually, like, I did the what is it, the pre-reg for it or whatever, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, it's on, and I installed it, but then I couldn't, like, I had to wait like 3 hours before I could get on, so like, oh, I'll wait the next day. I just haven't had a chance to open up the app, though.
I'll say right off the bat, like, you probably should get on like tonight or tomorrow and try to just get a lot of the stuff done. They give you so much free gems just for playing the game, and then there's a lot of content. There's just so much content in the game. Honestly, I'm like, my brain's kind of exploding because there's always something to do.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to peep it out for sure. But yeah, that's the latest craze right now. Seeing it getting streamed out there. I think cats like Spooky are streaming it like crazy, just grinding it all out. It looks fun. I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, guys, this is Double Tap. This is the podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. We've got a lot of stuff to get through this week. We've got a really fun weekend coming up. Gotten some announcements, and we even gotten some news and some gameplay on some new characters, not just like an hour and a half or something like that ago that we're gonna be jumping into. If you guys are new to this, we appreciate you getting swindled into actually playing, hitting play and listening to us. Don't worry, we'll make it worth your while if you're any kind of fan of fighting games. If you are, of course, an old vet, an old niner, just been listening for a long time and returning, we appreciate you giving us another 2 quarters for another credit this week. So let's get into it. All right, so Fighters Corner. You know, so we were talking about Street Fighter. We might as well get on. You know, the probably the long, like, marketing content and just overall content they're gonna be squeezing out of Street Fighter 6 until it actually gets released in T-minus what 2 months, like and 2 months 28 days or something like that. 2 months 28 days. Yeah. Today, by the way. Today is the 6th of March already, man. February just came and went so quickly.
Yeah, one of the shortest month and crappiest month for everything usually. I mean, outside of Valentine's Day for some people.
Yeah,
I mean, except for you lonely people who try to celebrate Valentine's.
We're here for you though. We're here for you though. You can always hang out with us. It's always, you're always got a date with us.
I like to say, like, you know, Valentine's Day is every day for me. So Valentine's Day is just a normal day.
Oh, look at you trying to get brownie points. Anyway, let's get into it here. So we got some Zangief. I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't here last week to talk about all the craziness that was the Cammy trailer, Zangief trailer, Lily trailer, and all. And so I got to miss out on that, but I know you guys went in. But we got to have a little bit of extra news this week. Of course, we got some gameplay. So Geef kind of came out the gate just swinging, not just in this trailer, how they kind of introed him in, but we got a lot. I don't actually remember if this stage was in the initial trailer, but the stage is kind of already insane.
I think that was it. The underground stage?
I honestly cannot remember, but like the more I'm looking at his gameplay,
I say this is the stage because I mean, yes, it is. 1, 2, during that trailer, like, I immediately saw the dudes behind fences, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's totally Zangief.
Okay, yeah, definitely remnants of you know, kind of the Street Fighter 2 days, and I believe that is Russian. I'm seeing in the background in those signs too. So,
you know, I gotta give it to Street Fighter, like Capcom in general. I feel like this is the one thing they never kind of like disappoint me on. Is every stage that they make, I'm like, this is a cool ass stage. Besides the ones that get banned, unfortunately, such as, like, you know, the flying stage. But they're really all cool concepts, and I think they're still sticking to that concept of making these really cool backgrounds. So we even saw it in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which they're a little silly, but they're cool, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I like that they're still.
You mean my Minotaur?
Space, robot Geef in space. That was also a good one.
I'm just trying to go back to Jurassic Park.
Or Jurassic Park, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, so kind of like I kind of just want to make a note here. I'm just not over how good Geef looks in this.
Yeah.
Like his head's kind of properly proportioned to his body. It's like it's, you know, in the past we've seen him in like in 5 and in 4. He's kind of a little more exaggerated, right? More they're not trying to dial it in. Granted, it's not trying to be super realistic either, but they definitely normalized the look, but it fits. He is this kind of towering, just god of muscle, right? And he's wearing pants, so he's definitely grown in so many ways. But one thing we got to check out here was just like an interesting sequence. I don't know where you guys were when this dropped. We're getting the usual, right? The headbutt. We got the headbutt to EX Lariat, which that in itself was what got me already. I was like, wait, EX? The hell does EX bring? Because I'm always used to what? 2. You got the punch and you got the kick lariat. Kick lariat normally is faster. Punch kind of what is it? Kind of has like a better hitbox, so it works better as anti-airs in previous iterations. I don't think as much in Street Fighter 5, but definitely in 4. Right. And I'm assuming projectile invo. Now I'm wondering if EX is like supposed to be the better of the two, or is the one that gives you projectile info.
Yeah, I didn't catch this until I mean, obviously I think they dropped this up yesterday, and I showed my friend. I said, oh yeah, look, the tornado can actually probably be held sort of like the other thing. Yeah, like V-Trigger, right? So this is so weird, because that's obviously super number 2 that was shown in the original trailer.
Yeah,
so
from
you
what
can
we're seeing, what, 3 bars, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious how damaging this is gonna be. Like, I mean, we're talking about a big boy, right? So he should do a ton of damage. But then it's like, it's Geef, right? You know, they can't overpower him, because if they do, then he's this dominating force, right? But like, there hasn't been a game where Geef is just like fully 100% just won free, like, right? You know, so yeah. I'm kind of curious if they're going that route, because we do have a lot of these fighters, these characters who are going to get in your face. The game feels more footsie based, so it allows him to play the game a lot easier. I'm just wondering if they're going to allow him to slide off of the parry drive cancel, the rush cancel. If that's going to allow him to still do the EX Lariat at the same time, or has to press a button. I don't know. It's a lot of interesting things about this situation. For us.
Definitely the grappler class is gonna, like, that's what a lot of people are looking at, because the system with DI, right, Dragon Rush, Dragon Impact, and parry are gonna open up, because it's universal, right? Everyone's getting it. It's going to open up some really interesting avenues, especially things like Dragon Rush, where, you know, you get plus, what is it? You get 4 extra frames or something like that to whatever your button is. So you can make a button that was negative, not positive and such. And, you know, with a proper counter hit from max range, which we've seen in characters like Dhalsim, like insane range like Dhalsim, to like your standard characters from Far Fierces, from like your Kens or Ryus, that are able to then convert from, right? And we're talking a character, you know, an archetype like Grappler that traditionally has always been slow. You know, the walk speed is like probably decent, but not like anything to write home about, because that's the point, right? You can't let them close that gap so quickly. So that's why I found this is interesting that they're showing this off, because for one, we're seeing a vacuum effect. Like, I just want to be clear here. There's definitely a vacuum effect that is happening here. Sure, he did get a hit here. It kind of masks it a little bit from the headbutt to EX. If we see in the actually early pieces of it from headbutt to EX. But if you look just a particular frame or so on Honda, on poor Edmund here, there is really a vacuum effect that does occur there that is going to pull the character in, which should be similar to, like Static G said earlier, right? V-Trigger, because there's certain gimmicks and things you can get through. Like, I'm assuming this is projectile invoke, so this is the way that he's able to maybe super on reaction to a projectile, pull them in and punish. But also, you know, maybe the point of what they're doing here that gives you that, you know, that super slow kind of floaty hit afterwards is you can go into super, or potentially you could maybe go into an area speedy that we might not be aware if he has or not, just like they did in Street Fighter 5.
Well, he does in the last trailer.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I was not 100% sure. Okay, so if he has it, then yeah, he could definitely apply that here. But the super, like, I don't know about the damage, because I'm going to assume there's going to be scaling going on here. Like, there will be scaling.
Oh, it has to be.
Otherwise, it'd be, like you said, it'd be kind of cheap, right? It's just like one run projectile. It's like, oh, there goes 60% of my health because he decided. But at the same time, they're spending 3 bars. Like, you should be getting a reward for that.
The question is it going to be equivalent to them doing a level 3 super, right? Their critical art or not. Right? Is it going to be almost equivalent to that? Because if it's doing like, if this combo, because we've kind of seen some of the scaling, is going to be around like 5.4k or 4.5k. 4.5k, I'm going to say it's not worth it, right? Because we're seeing characters like Jamie just do whatever he wants for like not even 1 bar, technically. So, I honestly think this might be cool to finish somebody if it's like gonna be like 4.5k instead of hitting that, like trying to get a raw, critical art or a hit into a critical art, because we start seeing scaling. I believe it's after 2 to 3 hits, something like that, or after 1 EX move we start seeing massive scaling. So this is probably gonna scale just because he did EX Lariat after headbutt. I won't know. We won't know until
we're not gonna know until the game actually drops and no specifics. But anti-air cool. Super though, anti-air super on Zangief, man, now you gotta be scared to jump in.
I do hate that people were like, some people were like, Zangief, he just looks like Zangief. He looks the same. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, man.
Zangief my man's doing like, splits. Look, he's doing kind of the Mika, and he's getting splits.
I can tell you now, I don't like big characters. I don't like Zangief. I don't like Abigail. I don't like E Honda. I don't like characters like that. And technically, E Honda's pretty small in this game.
Honda does look kind of tiny.
But I've never liked those characters.
He is very slouched.
First game.
Yeah, he is also very slouched. You're all right.
I mean, with Street Fighter 4, he was pretty big. So, same as Hakan. But I've never liked big characters, and this might be.
He was always.
Yeah, he was short.
Sorry, he was always short, slouched. But when he does a taunt, he's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he like when he stands up, my dude's just like, ugh, and he's towering over you.
Very quickly, I was surprised today. I saw the footage yesterday, and I was surprised today with the fact that it was actually EX Lariat. I've never seen an enhanced Lariat before. I wonder if that's like fully involved. My second thing is the tornado. I mean, in the first trailer, he does it into Jackhammer, the trailer, the tornado, excuse me. He pulls you into the Jackhammer move, and that's hard knockdown.
Does Street Fighter EX series have it?
It has Lariat, but it's very fast.
But I've never seen an EX Lariat, right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering where we would have seen it.
No,
wasn't
unless the input is like EX Quesadilla Bomb.
What was that input?
I don't know, but I do know that it had to do with like all 3 kick or all kick buttons.
Well, for Zangief, it's always been all 3 buttons to do all 3 punches or all 3 kicks. I'm assuming it could be maybe 2 kicks, 1 punch, 2 punch, 1 kick to get EX now. That's what would make sense to me. Because there's literally no other combination you can honestly do.
But then that messes with drive impact.
Does it?
It could mess with drive impact.
No, because drive impact is would be mediums and then heavies. No, because you just need 2 kicks and a punch, or 2 punches and a kick.
Because you have parries on mediums. And I mean,
maybe I don't know.
I mean, maybe they might have made it a command. Honestly, we've seen it before where they've made it a command in some other games. I know in I believe it's in Marvel. It's a command in Marvel, like 2 or something like that. I think I wouldn't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's a command.
It might be quarter circle back or half circle. I think it's half circle back kick.
Maybe that'd be an interesting change.
Options.
It wouldn't be the first time they changed up something like that for a character, especially a long character.
It's simple because like DP, it's probably down.
No, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible.
Yep. But guess what? I wouldn't put it past them.
Nah,
they changed DP to down. So.
No, they didn't change DP to down. They just gave characters DPs that were down.
Chun-Li, Ryu, both down.
Wait, just because Ryu's DP's down in this game?
No.
Well, I'm saying in like other games he's had it, so it wouldn't surprise me. It's like Infinite. What do you mean it doesn't count?
You heard me.
Yeah, I don't know. Jury's out on that one. Regardless, though, Geef's coming in with some new tools, but it's not the only one. This actually was just posted up about right at 7 o'clock on the dot, just 2 hours ago. We got a little bit of look at Lily. It's getting some people very interested. Some things that I wasn't aware, or really nobody was really aware that was gonna happen. That looks like she. So she comes in with her club. She's got her, what is it? It's not Spiral Arrow. That's freaking Cammy's thing.
Condor Spire.
Condor Spire. Thank you. I was like, it starts with an S though. She's got her Condor Spire and her super, which seems to be like a vertical version of it with extremely big like hitbox. Like it is like at the edge, and it still kind of like hits, and it sucks you in, which is kind of crazy. But off the rip, the biggest thing about it is what happened within the first 5 seconds. That it looks like she has some sort of subsystem to her moveset, to her kit.
So I actually just had a few conversations with some people about it. I don't know how I feel, because like here's the thing: if she has this, just like how Manon has something, Jamie has something, even Kimberly has something, we have to question if they're going to allow it to transfer over to the next round, because if it's really strong, it cannot transfer over. It has to be something that she either loses it when getting hit or something like that, right? Because look at Jamie. Jamie gets really, really busted strong once he gets to level 3 drink, but it's pretty easy to get to. So they make it every round. You have to earn it. Whereas something like where Manon, she's just getting the charges over time. Right?
Kimberly as well, I think, doesn't change, right? She has to always if she uses a can one round, she has to reset cans for the next one. Yeah, I think she.
But
loses
if she, I thought if she has 2. Like if she had 2, I thought if she didn't use one that round, she
gets one. I don't think.
I think it's based off of winning and losing, right?
I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't get one afterwards.
I've seen one before in her next round. I'm positive.
So, to my knowledge, I believe she would always start a round with 1.
Oh, maybe.
However, her super does carry over to the next round.
Yeah, her super buff not her super, continues. Yeah, her critical art buff will continue.
So there are obviously different levels to her wind, Lily's wind. That can also equate over to Jamie's, drinking levels as well. Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, we also have Ryu, who has the enhancement as well to his fireballs.
That doesn't carry over, yeah.
Right, but at the same time, these are the ways that what we were talking about last week with the layers of the characters. Where I mean, DJ, I don't know if he has like.
I think he does have.
He has something, right?
Ways.
Yeah, he has the charges for. He charges it up too, but we don't think he's gonna keep that going into the next round. It's gonna be really, really strong.
But remember,
you never know. I mean,
Blanca-chan as well.
Does Blanca have
Blanca has some sort of something with the projectile, right?
Yeah, the dolls that he throws out on the ground. Yeah,
yeah, I'd imagine that's per round. He can't just.
Interesting.
Right. So obviously. It's the layers. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just the layers that they're doing, because Jury can do the same. She has stocks.
Yeah, those don't carry over, but that's always been
at
like
all.
That. It's always been like that. So
they will never let it carry over.
Yeah,
I'm just finding the comparisons.
No, for sure. Yeah, like that's what I really didn't think about it until you guys started talking about. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of characters that do have just subsystems to them. Like, just I mean, Chun doesn't, right?
Yeah. Yes, she does.
Wait,
Marissa
what?
Doesn't either.
The crouches, the crouch.
No. That's a stance, a subsystem, something you stock up. She doesn't. Ken doesn't. Guile doesn't. Cammy, as far as we know, Cammy doesn't. We don't know really 100%. Yeah. Honda looks like he doesn't.
Move, that's it.
Geef doesn't look like he does, but that's jury's out on that. But yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of now I'm wondering if that is. So traditionally, when a character has, a subsystem on top of the game mechanics, there tends to be a little bit more. They're not as user friendly, right? Like usually, traditionally, off the rip, like casuals kind of have to, because there's more you have to balance, right? You have to balance. Like a character might not be a full character until they get to a certain state. Like I think, like Jury is solid, but Jury is much more dangerous when she has a stock. Right, if she has 3 stocks, there's a big difference between the Jury capabilities there. And the same kind of like some characters like half measures. Ryu is like, sure, if he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, he's still Ryu. Nothing really changed in this kit out of than his fireball being powered up. But Manon, as far as we know, is gonna have different chains or possibly hard knockdowns when it comes to her stocks. The more that she does her hit strikes or hit grabs. Jamie for sure is another one that just objectively gets better the more he drinks. Kind of like me on Saturday nights. So Lily having it as well, because the other interesting thing about her is like her walk speed is her dash her dash was very, it's not even I can't even call it a dash, it's just like it's like a normal step for some characters, but her stance though is so wide though, very t.hawk. Yeah, very t.hawk wise. We actually tweeted out like her stance is the first thing I thought of when looking at her idol. Like it's like if you look at where she's grabbing the clubs, and if those were t.hawk's elbows, that's literally his stance. Like his hand is like this pointing towards you. It's a little bit more straight on the left, and he's super wide. So she's definitely, you know, if she's not the daughter, you could definitely tell she's from the same tribe at the very least. But yeah, this additional, like, cause it's already been shown that she's like a bit more spiritual. She's like has some sort of spiritual presence, like it was shown in the trailer. But now that we see that that's actually a part of her kit, you know, does that make her counter spires more powerful? I'm not really 100% sure, because it looks like we're seeing two different versions of it. It
looks like extensions, because I do remember the trailer when she did that. She did it like once, and it allowed her to do 2 counter spires, I believe. So I don't know. I mean, she seems more effective with it, and obviously allows her to probably combo into it better, combo into supers more effectively. I don't know. I mean, I hated her design originally. I was like, I would never touch this character, and I still probably would never touch this character. But I do hope they did one thing, was add hurt boxes to those weapons, because I think that's not going to be fair if I have to get past that and she's making it. Oh man, that's not okay.
You can't do a street fight and I got weapons, bro. You deserve to lose. Sorry.
And I wonder if Condor Spire is going to be considered like a DP, because like he was able to do he had to do EX, right? Because it had priority if he did it mid-screen, and it was safe from max distance if it touched you. So I wonder if she's going to have it as EX versions of DP, or if she's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, the interesting part of it too is that was EX version, and to boot there seems to be a juggle state, not just for super, but potentially maybe for another one after. But there's definitely a juggle state, and it wasn't a special move canceled to super, because she actually did finish. But actually, you know what, the more I'm looking at the animation, maybe on landing it might be buffering it in there to get it. But yeah,
she looks able to go in the Condor dive right after.
Maybe
there's so much time going down. Why not?
Yeah, we'll have to see. She looks like she's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm pretty stoked. She's got a lot of people interested for sure. I'm getting a lot of PTSD seeing her in her stance. I just need to get this off the screen right now, please. I don't want to get gripped. I don't want to get gripped. Yeah, she might get zoned. Who knows? Unless those EX Condor Spires are fucking projectile info, then who cares?
I'm flash kicking her.
Holy shit!
She's getting flash kicked.
So with that, we're gonna take a quick break, guys. We're gonna be jumping into some Dragon Ball FighterZ news. Of course, World Tour just happened. I don't know if you guys knew that. I didn't know until Saturday hit.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, it was just me. Sorry. We'll be right back after this. All right, and we are back, and apparently I'm the loser that just didn't know. Honestly, it wasn't until Saturday that I realized Dragon Ball FighterZ was getting the World Tour. It just, I don't know. I don't know if it was just me, man. Like, I just did not see any kind of like announcements. I didn't see no coverage or promotion. Anyone saying like, yo, it's this weekend. I was just like, yo, like, World Tour? Like, maybe I just saw one random tweet or saying like, hey, we'll be live this weekend. I'm like, oh, with what? And I'm like, oh shit, the World Tour is this weekend. Like, the finals is this weekend. You guys happen to check out any other matches?
I knew.
No.
No. Reason I knew is because for some reason I binged Chris G's stream. No kidding. No, I knew he was competing. The LCQ was that day. I also saw some posts. Also, LCQ was Friday. No, Saturday. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. of course, Western time. However, none of LCQ was streamed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't even remember seeing LCQ.
Right. There was some guy that was there who was like doing shoulder cam work, but I wasn't following. Other than that, I believe. Oh, I don't know who qualified out of the LCQ. However, it was a very interesting Sunday, and I didn't watch much of the finals. I know that Fenrich and Shanks were in winners, and I don't want to give too many spoilers, but Shanks was using Base Vegeta, Cell, Janemba. Interesting team. Yeah. And Fenrich is using the busted. He's using the best. He's using 21 blue hair Gogeta, blue hair Vegito.
Yep.
So yeah,
fusions all day, baby, and lap coat.
Is what it is.
It's all you need.
Yep.
Exactly. It is what it is.
It was interesting. They had other games there, such as the card game and the mobile game, I believe.
Yeah.
Saga or Legends or something.
Legends, yeah.
Legends.
And Sunday they also had
Battle.
a concert. Is it that one?
Was it the one where
it's Legends?
It could have been Legends
the
or
golden letters.
Is it the one where it's Legends more? Well, yeah, because I mean, where they, I don't know. You probably couldn't see video footage.
I didn't watch.
Either way, it was probably
I turned it off when they
it's fine.
played the card.
I mean, it's fine because like Dokkan Battle and Legends are really big, so they both keep getting updated.
So other than that, also there was a concert right before. So they made it all the way through top 8, got to grand finals, and we're like, wait, we have a concert to play. And the singer of like Het Chala and stuff came out and started just singing to all the old songs that we all know.
Oh shit!
All the intro songs.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Was it good?
It was great. It was fantastic.
Damn it!
Sweating.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I said he was Rod Stewart in like illegal leather. So then, yeah, that was really, really cool. But yeah, it wasn't. I mean, they also had round robin, just sort of like how we had seen the online ones the previous year. I don't think that was very viable because there was like I think Legendary Predator went 2-2 and still lost, even though he beat the guy who did qualify. So it was confusing apparently to some viewers at home, like Coach Steve, as to why Legendary Predator didn't qualify or didn't move on. I don't know if the rules were sort of stringent. I think if you're going to do a round robin to mitigate a lot of, time or draws, you might want to make it an odd number of people in a round robin. I don't know. That's just me. Is it odd or even maybe? Well, so you have to beat. You win 3 times. If there's 5 people in there, you win. You beat 2 of them, and you lose to 2. So there might have been 5. So it might be that they maybe need an even number, so that
they usually use 4 or 5.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I'm not a bracket runner of that sort of round robin, but I don't know why he didn't go in. Apparently, people were complaining about that. However, there was a lot of stuff going on and a lot of Dragon Ball that weekend. We got some announcements, but not enough announcements.
You think so? I mean, all right. So let's jump into the announcements we had. So the producer obviously came out. Hiroki-san came out and actually just made a quick announcement. It was about 2 minutes or so. When she came out on stage after the ceremony and such was done, comes stating on we got a game announcement, which we'll just kind of. Well, I think actually did they already go through it on this one? Yeah, I think they already went through it on that point. But yeah, we got a new game announcement. Budokai Tenkaichi 4 has been officially announced, which is like cool. All love to my.
Who wanted that? I'm just gonna be honest.
All love to my Tenkaichi players. Like I stopped after just straight raw Budokai 3, but like Tenkaichi is like is the arena fighter version of the game.
I get it, but like nobody. Look, I'm gonna try to be nice today. I'm just saying. I don't know who was in the back like, man, I really need Budokai Tenkaichi. Where's the next one coming out? No one. They put out that garbage crap with the Dead by Daylight version Dragon Ball game. That was hot trash. I don't even remember anybody buying it or even investing in it.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the one where you play as like normal ass characters and you're running away from like characters like Frieza and Cell like that, and they're trying to find you and you're playing like the. Yeah, dude. It's that
thing.
Dead by Daylight mod? Is that a mod?
No, it's a real game.
Okay. Well, while you're talking about that, Yeah,
Breakers.
So I saw the trailer. They were showing like old Budokai stuff. I'm like, oh snap! They are actually maybe rebooting the franchise.
Yeah, I thought remaster or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking remaster, but with Blue and Ku and all these other super characters. But yeah, it was never like a competitive thing for me, especially when I was younger. Now, when I was younger, I wasn't playing obviously competitive games. But when I went to school one day, some dude just beat me up with tactics I've never seen. And I'm like, this game ain't competitive. I'm done. Like, it was just like, he picked Super Trunks. And he's just like, I don't know, I've never seen it before, where the character's beating you up, and then the screen zooms in on their face while they're in your face and punch you across the screen. I'm just like, take it.
Yeah, there's a scene for it for sure. It's just like, it's
not for a while.
It's an arena fighter, but it's not like a traditional fighting game in kind of really any sense, because it's an arena fighter that already plays very, very differently. But
I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. I don't really know how in depth it goes with that version. I know Budokai, because like Budokai is just a cheap game. All right, there's a lot of nuances and intricacies to it. But yeah, I wanted to just tell you the game, the Dragon Ball The Breakers, whatever game. Their all-time peak was 4,000 players.
Yeah,
and that was just on PC alone.
I'm looking,
and now they're down to 393 players. 500 on the peak.
This shit is literally Dead by Daylight, but in Dragon Ball. It's actually insane. I thought you were exaggerating, but like no,
I was not.
It actually is that.
I remember seeing it. They had a beta, and I was like, I'm gonna sign up, and if I get in, I'm not gonna play. If I don't get in, I'm just gonna hate on it even more. Because you should want everybody to play that. Like, that's what that game is an everybody game. I don't know, man. I look, it's cool. Budokai Tenkaichi 4, 15, whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves. It will be a game that hits the market, does well with money. I don't know why they're not coming out with a brand new fighters. I don't know why they're not thinking about just the next generation.
Well, that's kind of like the follow-up, right? That wasn't the only announcement, was Tenkaichi 4. We did get a kind of surprise, right? So Pruzo Hiroki-san went on to say that but I think it was a big factor, which is like awesome to hear, because Dragon Ball FighterZ was chosen to be part of the Evo lineup. They're like, yo, we are going to add an additional patch for that, right? They're going to actually work on an additional patch, which kind of also covers them a little bit, because Lab Coke 21 came out and she fucking just dominated, right? She was everywhere. They had to kind of fix her up a little bit, but it still is not enough. She's still extremely powerful. The fusions are extremely powerful. DLC is pay to win in this game, really, and it's going to be their chance to kind of cover and fix that up, which is awesome. They could have said no. They could have said, fuck it, let it rock. Like, we already got all the money we're going to be able to get. Tenkaichi 4 is about to print us more money, and y'all can just hold that shit. But the fact that they're coming out and they're like, listen, new patch. We said last year's patch was it. We lied. 7 Dragon Balls got put together. Shenron went ahead and said, let it, your wish is my command, and
so it shall be.
Or is it so it shall be? Is like, yeah, so it shall be. And we got a new patch, so expecting that before Evo. And on top of that,
it's your wish is granted.
Okay, I was kind of close.
Something like that.
I thought the other dragon, the one on Namek, says, doesn't he say
semantics? All I know was granted. All I know that was granted is that rollback. The long-awaited rollback? The long-awaited rollback is happening spring. TM.
Yeah. Can't be tomorrow. That's crazy.
For Steam. The consoles are not getting the rollback treatment.
That sucks.
Which fucking
does kind of suck. Majority of the player base?
I don't know.
To my knowledge, that's where a majority of the player base, because obviously it's a different game on Steam on PC, which that's a lot of games, right? So yeah. I think it's easier to probably do it on PC first and then implement it into console. But, I mean, they already got the crossplay, right? So
yeah, but no rollback. Like that's gonna be so interesting. Yeah, rollback on just one side. PC. I mean, if you're playing network, like PC is the way to go. That's just really what it means. Competitively, doesn't matter. You're playing it locally. Who like it is whatever the TO states. But that's what we're getting.
I'll say these two things real quick. One, she needs to run that jersey because that was fire. I'm not gonna lie. That Dragon Ball FighterZ jersey that she had on, that was fire. Second, I don't know why they just don't take a play out of Granblue's book. Honestly, just make a new damn like iteration
version
of the
at this point.
Yeah, it's like an ultimate version,
like Super Dragon Ball Fighters.
Just add the rollback and the crossplay over there.
Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Fighters.
SSJ,
just keep it going. Legendary. Legendary edition.
That would actually be nice.
That sounds more like a DLC like
Dragon Ball
version.
Fighters Legendary or Legendary Fighters. I don't know because Fighters isn't a part of it.
To the next dimension.
Hell yeah, Pan. Where's Pan? That's all I'm asking for.
But yeah, so that's what we have. I mean, it's like a mixed bag, to be honest, when it came to Dragon Ball and the announcements, the finals. From what parts I did see, I did get to watch a little bit of it, but I didn't get to watch it all. Was still pretty hyped, but at least we're getting a new patch for Evo. I don't know if that means that they'll be done post this, because once rollback a new patch, is that it? Do we have to wait a couple years before Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 or whatever version decides to come out will be it? But right now, that is what they are giving us. Let me see. And actually, you know what? Because you said you were talking about Granblue. Let's talk about some Granblue, actually. So Granblue had a trailer drop as well just recently. I don't think it was for any event. I mean, the character was already announced, but it got officially dropped 2 days ago. We got a gameplay trailer for Anila, who is a... I cannot remember the name of the race.
I'm just going to say sheep goddess.
Well, she's a dragon. Like
sheep goddess.
She's the same as Normaya, because you can tell because of the horns.
I don't know
the horns and her really, really big personality. Is how you could tell she's the same. But we get two incredibly big personalities. It's just awesome. So we got to see some gameplay, some of the clashing that we got going on here with some of her buttons. So she is rocking a spear. She's getting and she's got the sheep as her projectiles. What we're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't really put your glasses on too well, is we're looking at Granblue's version of May. Basically, is what we're May with a projectile. To be honest, is what we're seeing right now.
Ease of access dolphin.
Oh my goodness. But then we also got like a little bit of a jump too. You get kind of like a demon-esque flip, but she's looking fun. Really interesting buttons, really interesting interactions. Her game plan seems like she literally is May. She actually is. She has May.
The kick, where she puts the anchor down and does the double kick. I think that's just 5K, right?
I think so. Her fireball game is pretty good. I thought we had to wait for like one of the sheeps to get off screen before she could throw another, but no, it's just like it's basic projectile standards of play, and she's got like the fake out. You can kind of whiff on one, go for some throw grabs.
Was that like a demon flip or was that a super jump? I can't
even tell. She has a demon flip because there's like an EX version of the flip that you see right here about a 1 minute mark.
That's OD.
Yeah,
she's really a nutty ass character.
From crouching fierce, anti-air to then demon flip to continuing a combo. Looks like she has some routes, and like I said, projectile game. We don't know how her EX version is, where she actually does go with the sheep. And then she can throw it. Like, I forgot to even bring that up. She can like choose to throw it, so it's almost like a fake out. She looks like she's gonna be an annoying character. If her damage is like any good, this character is gonna be wild.
I do wonder because I'm looking at this right now and it looks like I'm just gonna say hopefully it's just trailer camera work. But if it's not, and they kind of do like this zoom in when you're getting hit, I think that would be pretty cool because now it emphasizes the impact of the hit. Obviously, us fighting gamers, we're just gonna be like, well, it's not Guilty Gear when they zoom in. It's not that bad, right? But if they are doing that now as a new thing, I'm okay with it. I don't think it's that bad. It works for this game. Because not everywhere. It's not everywhere. There's no big counter hit on the screen. No. I think it could work for this game.
I think it was like worse in like the Guilty Gear beta, if I remember correctly. I think like the counter hits and such, it was really bad. It was very disorientating. It's like, why do that? But yeah, it looks. I think it might be more camera work. I want to say, because I don't think But then again, it could be. Yeah, the new version could be doing something like that. But yeah, she looks strong. She looks just fun. She's very much a personality. It's just her projectile game and just like her kind of like it's like pseudo mix in it, man. It's like you can.
Like she doesn't really need mix, right? She just like
she can choose to fake you out. Yeah, she's able to keep up with. Oh my god, what was my man's name?
6.
Eustace.
No, Eustace. 6 is Wolverine.
6 is Wolverine.
Yeah.
Eustace is this guy.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
With the gun. Yeah, no, I'm talking homeboy with the gat. She's able to keep up with in Fireball Wars there, but then like the fake outs and then her demon flip, she's gonna be able to kind of like she feels zony. The more I look at it, she feels very zony, but
those sheep look like Testament fireballs.
Yeah,
I mean, remember everybody gets also an overhead low.
Yeah, universal
in between
overhead
combos too.
Looks like she has a standing low too. There was like somewhere in there I saw her kind of like kick somebody's shin, and it looked like that was a standing low, which is like that's strong already. I don't know who else has it, but
it's like two things that remind me of Lychee. Can't put my finger on it.
Yeah,
I kind of get what you mean. Maybe it's
maybe I meant the design.
I was saying maybe it's like the weapon and moveset a little bit. Like that blow that she does with the pole staff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just making a terrible joke.
No, we know.
I was trying to be reasonable.
No, Gabe knows why. Respect the tit, ladies and gentlemen. Respect the tit. That's just what we're going to say here.
The hit, yes, the hit, exactly.
Exactly, the tit.
The tit. The tit.
So
making it worse.
Granblue Rising, we're going to see a follow-up trailer. Actually, at the end of this video, we actually got a quick little glimpse, a little tease. The next trailer going to be Evo Japan. As if we're reading this correctly, it'll be at Evo Japan, in which then they're talking about, hey, tune in 31st to the 2nd. Those are the dates. Witness a new Granblue Fantasy Versus King ascend to the throne at Tokyo Big Sight.
I wonder if they're doing Rising there.
I would. That'd be kind of cool. But they're doing it. They're doing like SNK's coming out with like Kim and stuff, and I forget. I feel like there's like another build of something that's supposed to be a Evo Japan.
We haven't had a playable build for anything in a very long time at like an event, right? What event?
Evo. They had Orochi Chris.
Under Night was another one, right? Remember when Under Night was making its but
it's been like
kind of stops with Red Bull when it was let you play like. Yeah, it's been a bit.
Like the last time I really remember, the biggest thing was like Tekken 7, or the arcade edition version, and like.
What do you mean, like really by tournament wise?
Yeah, it was at Combo Breaker, but it wasn't. They didn't have it on the main stage. They just brought everything out as like testing stuff.
Strive was another one because Evo Japan 2020, I believe, because that's where we saw the footage for air dashing the first time. I think that was like a build there because I remember seeing May and everyone was freaking out like, "Yo, air dash looks so fucking slow." I know it's because of a build that was out there.
It feels like only things show up at Evo now, I guess. It's just weird. I'm used to seeing things at like Combo Breaker or another big tournament CEO.
Expect an MK12 demo at Combo Breaker probably.
Oh god, can we expect it at least at Evo?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Evo last year had the Orochis available.
Yes.
Just like they're gonna have Kim at Evo Japan.
They're gonna have Kim at Evo Japan this year.
2019 also had Nakaruru playable. I do remember that. Remember when we went in 2019 for Samurai Showdown?
Did they have Nakaruru available?
Yeah, they did. She was only on arcade. They had like the arcades. It was when Rob got a top like 120 or whatever. They had Nakaruru.
She was in the game though.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't playable at the time. She was in the game, but she wasn't playable physically. We knew she was getting released, and they had a show floor where they had the arcade machines, and she was playable there.
You sure it wasn't Umbrella Kid?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm positive. I think he was also. Well, was it him?
Umbrella. Is it Shizumaru? Shizumaru was in it.
I'm pretty sure Nakaruru was in there too.
No, Nakaruru
I think they both weren't. Did they come out at the same time though?
Nakaruru was already out. She's too good in Samurai Showdown. She's a household name.
No, she wasn't playable that weekend though. So
all right, we'll figure out those details later. Yes. All right, we got a couple other things to hit, man. Going down memory lane over here, guys. Well, actually, you know what? You can figure that out after this this quick break. We're gonna be coming back because we actually have a kind of a special announcement for you guys that have been listening or checking us out on Twitter. It's got to do with some Guilty Gear goodness. So you guys just stand around. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. That was my best McConaughey impression right there. I just missed out one more. All right, we've got some Guilty Gear news. So, for those that follow us, and for those that don't, by the way, make sure to follow us at DoubleTapFGC. We know this weekend we've got the Arc World Tour Finals 2022. It's going down both for DNF and for Strive. There was a broadcast. It was like last week, I believe. It was like Say Jam, and the head of like the esports program. They did the bracket polls completely at random. Did it live. Showed it to everybody. What the bracket ended up being like. Oh, excuse me. And it's like I had to think about it for a second. I was like, oh, it's stuck in my throat. But we also got some really awesome news for that. So this is happening March 11th. There actually has been an update to the timing. I believe it's happening later that night. I actually should have checked the actual timing here. But I believe the time that it's going on for Strive has been brought in a little bit. It was supposed to be 16:30 PST time. That's 4:30 in the West. It's actually now happening at 4, which means it's actually starting at 7 o'clock our time here in the East. The reason I bring up a special announcement for that is that for those that haven't followed us, might have seen that we tweeted out that we are actually an official co-streamer for the World Tour. We will actually be streaming the finals in an official capacity with for Arc World Tour, and that's happening on the 11th. So we're super stoked for that. We want to make sure you guys come and join us. Come check out the stream. We're gonna be breaking things down. Definitely gonna be. I'll be focusing on Strive. I'm sure Mez is gonna be probably doing both, but he'll probably be talking more specifically on DNF more than anything else. And Static G will just put in his 2 cents on everything and explain why some stuff is pretty much bullshit more than likely. But yeah, that's happening this Saturday. That's the 11th. Once again, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Strive. I'm assuming DNF. Actually, I gotta double check the schedule, but I'm assuming DNF
I haven't looked, but
is before. Because 7 o'clock is
DNF
kind of like
DNF Duel is supposed to be first.
Okay.
Anything. Because they wanted to push out that first, and then Guilty Gear is, I think, going to have the bigger announcement.
Gotcha. Okay,
more viewership too, you know.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah, so we'll be doing that this Saturday. It's gonna be a good old time. Make sure to join us for that. Yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait to get the matches, man. It's gonna be a pretty intense bracket. I mean, off the rip, we're gonna be having some really good matches. Some that I'm like surprised got pulled the way they did. Things like Umasho and Tempest NYC actually being in round 1 together, fighting each other. In round 1. It's interesting. But seeing cats like Gobu, Nubenheimer, TY, right, getting some Geo representation there. It's gonna be overall just like a really sick top 8, or top 8, I guess you're gonna call that. And then other guys like, of course, like Lost Soul is gonna be fun to watch on the DNF dual side. I think being the only American, to my knowledge, only American to be represented there. I think in Strive side there's like 4 Japanese and 2 Americans on that one. So yeah, it's kind of stacked. But we will be live. I'll probably like put us live a little bit earlier, and I'll play some sets. Come through, come check us out. Make sure to follow, once again, mash those buttons on Twitch right here. We'll be live here as soon as that goes down. But yeah, there was no real, like, I'm hoping for an announcement. I don't know about you guys, but I am hoping for a goddamn announcement. Like of all places, it should really be here.
I can tell you now, Guilty Gear should get an announcement. They didn't get anything at Frosty's really. Well, they technically did and didn't, but
and the DLC is supposed to come out in April. It was originally March and it got pushed out to April. So like now is the perfect time. Build up the marketing, get people hyped for the season 2 pass, because we're still only in like character 1, right? Bridget was, I think, the first season 2 pass character. Like there's just nobody else. Oh, excuse me, Sin and Bridget. Those were the two.
Yeah, Sin was kind of lackluster. People forgot about him.
I'm assuming new, kind of, yeah. I'm assuming new character. Probably Delilah is who I'm guessing. But then with that, I'm also, I think there's supposed to be a battle patch coming with this one. I could be incorrect, but I think there's a battle patch with this one.
You can't ask me if there's going to be one for DNF Duel. Nobody knows. Nobody's sure.
Yeah, what about DNF Duel? Like, are we finally going to get, what was it, a Spectre? Yeah, fucking Spectre. I mean,
we've been waiting for this character for like an extra 2 months.
Mommy Dearest to show up finally. Like, just that DNF Biking to just show up, please.
We still don't even have a roadmap. So, I mean, right now, we're kind of like...
It's definitely going to be before... Listen, Meza, it's going to be before December 31st, 2023. That's what they did last year.
Bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally,
exactly.
You know.
It's going to be December 30th.
Let's wait a whole year. Oh, my God.
All right, so...
I found it, by the way.
Oh, did you?
The first DLC was Rimuru, the ice girl.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's why
he said Nakaruru. Okay. Nakaruru is a bird.
Yeah.
Well, they look the same, all right? They do.
They are. They are actually very similar.
The same something.
They're from the same clan. So actually, an additional thing for Stride. This is something that's kind of been under the radar, but usually is really good to happen. Game Pass, right? Game Pass, the program that allows you to check out games free on like Xbox One and such, or the Xbox Series and all that. Game Pass is getting Guilty Gear Strive next week, and by next week I mean tomorrow, because this was posted last week. Tomorrow on the 7th it will go live, which means we're gonna have a bunch of people, which is actually really good timing, especially if people are maybe playing the game and finding out the finals are happening that same weekend. Check it out. It's been known that games on Game Pass tend to get some pretty good numbers, because it's free for the time that it's in there. So Strive's gonna get a little extra kind of natural exposure to some possible new players, especially if they just want to try the game but don't know whether or not it's going to be for them. Being on Game Pass is an excellent program for that to happen. So the game will be going live tomorrow. It'll be available, I think, as I don't know, actually, it doesn't state the time there, but it will have the crossplay and such involved there. So your PC players, PC homies that may have been playing it, you can play with them. It'll be a good time for everybody. So it's coming to Game Pass starting tomorrow. So for some reason, if you have an Xbox and never tried it, this is your week. Make sure to go watch the Arc World Tour, preferably unmatch those buttons on Twitch. So with that, we've got no other real announcements other than the fact that this is kind of pseudo random. But did you guys check out Golden Letters this weekend as well? It wasn't the only thing that has gone down this weekend from Bandai Namco was the World Tour, but we also got the Golden Letters. It was like the Tekken exhibition that went down at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere, correct, out in London.
Bifu was working on it.
Yeah, shout outs to Bifu. He was the one running all the production in the back end. Just want to state, everybody's getting, all revved up about Marvel and, the great history of Marvel, and maybe the ghost of Marvel will show up. Well, it turns out motherfucker's cousin decided to show up at Golden Letters. This is like live in production, by the way. My man just took it upon himself to just tell the world, because we don't know who he is. No one's like pointed him out. I don't know.
Seriously.
But came out with the Tekken, the ghost of Tekken is way more violent, way about that than the ghost of Marvel, it seems. I don't know why. He must be a Brian player. But I just wanted to point that out. Shout outs to Bifu. I thought the brother would be a bit quicker on that, but he was like, yo, what's he doing? And I can only imagine the shit that goes down in the production. Like, hey, yo, who is that? The fuck is he doing? Yo, get that shit off the screen.
Security.
Well, yeah. Security. Yeah, it'd be messed up if he got tackled and shit right afterwards.
Oh, I mean, that would be the greatest day of all time. That would officially be like a whole new level of like, hey, at least we got security. And now it makes sense, right? Who let this like guy in? It's fun.
That was just hilarious. I heard rumors are that he was supposedly one of the cameramen, but cannot confirm nor deny that at this moment. But I thought that shit was
he's fired.
Hilarious.
That's that. He walked by and went back.
Yeah, he said, "Hold on."
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, this is that one.
Yeah.
This isn't the way to the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. A part of me wants to rationalize and be like, "Yo, my man just lost a match. you know, he's salty and he's just letting the world know how he feels. Exactly. Yo, man, we all been there. Some people express it in different ways. Sometimes they throw their controllers. Sometimes they yell a very loud expletive like frick or something. My man just decided to put a couple fingers up in front of the camera and just tell the world. But
he was harmless at that point, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's keep it like that.
With that is going to conclude our Fighters Corner, guys. We have a quick couple of randos to get through, and then we've got actually a community question that you guys asked last week that we're going to visit real quick before we close on out. So let's get right into it. This one, technically, I don't know if it's going to end up being anything because Capcom posted up on Capcom USA about the spotlight that's going on March 9th. Basically, they're going to be their just online show.
It is not going to have Street Fighter.
And I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna have Street Fighter confirmed. Because. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. I had this on earlier, and I was like, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. But you listen, it doesn't have to have Street Fighter. It just has to have games that are going to fund your $1 million check when you win. More clearly, Resident Evil 4 and Monster Hunter.
I mean, Mega Man definitely for sure.
Mega Man might do some good.
Yeah, this was one of the events that showed off the Dino Crisis thing last year.
Yes.
Originally.
Yeah.
And
Primal game, ugly.
No,
we know what it is.
Is that the same? Is that the same as the astronaut girl one?
Wait, what?
Oh, you're talking about the weird game Ghost Trick, right?
Yeah, something like that. With there's a girl in the astronaut, and she was like sitting in the middle of the street. It looked like it was World War Z.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's connected in any way. I'm surprised you're not super excited about the Mega Man network battle.
I didn't play Mega Man on Game Boy Advance.
Really? I felt like
I only played. I only played Mega Man 0.
Mega Man, what is it? Mega Man Battle Network 4 Moon or whatever. Red Sun or some shit. Like, yo, that was my joint.
Funny story, however, was that a friend of mine in high school had the game. She was like, "Hey, I have both of them. Can we? Let's. I just wanted to do a link battle." So I linked battle with her for the first time and won, and she was pissed and never played me again.
I think she liked you, and then you screwed up that opportunity, my friend.
Yeah, bro, you're supposed to lose. What's wrong with you?
Bro, where is the Riz? Come on.
There's a lot of yes.
Okay, we're not gonna get into it.
Thinking about it now, he's like, "Oh,
my man said." But you know what? At the same time, I give Gabe props because he's like, "Yo, you want to step up? All right," and he handled business.
Oh no, we were competitive since 3rd grade. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, you fucked her up.
Oh, so you were beating her down in Pokemon and everything. All right,
damn,
she should have known better.
Yeah, I didn't see you at recess. All right, so the last thing I wanted to get into,
your Bulbasaur ready.
This got announced. Yeah, about to fry his ass. Texas Showdown. Now announcing a partnership with MSI, man. Like I said, yo, I'm calling it, man. MSI will be providing PCs for the following games that'll be going down: Street Fighter V, Guilty Gear Strive, Xrd Rev 2, and DNF Duel. Brook converters will be provided. Once again, MSI, ever since DTN did their thing, and their loaner program that they announced shortly after. They're spreading the word, man, spreading the gospel of the PC era, right? Low latency, all that. It's starting with these awesome regionals. It's gonna only just continue on from there. And as you can tell, it's not like all of them, right? They're doing specific games, which I think is the smart move. It's kind of tough to do it for all of them at once. Yeah, control it a little bit and then slowly add to it. If issues come up, at least it's not happening to like 8 games you're running. It's only running maybe on the 4 or maybe the 5th one that you decided to add on. But I think this is a great move. Texas Showdown is happening later next month, April 22nd to the 24th out in Houston, Texas.
I'm surprised they're doing Street Fighter 5 like that, considering, it's
Street Fighter is going to continue all the way until Combo Breaker in May. And then it's going to end from there.
Mostly on console, so that's why why they're investing the money for PC for Street Fighter 5 instead of just doing Street
They're not investing any kind of real money.
You know what I mean? Like as in they're saying, hey, this is the game we want to run, right? And MSI is like, okay, haha, we're doing Street Fighter 5
because Street Fighter 5 works better on PC. It runs better on PC.
I guess that's enticing, right? It's enticing to get people to Texas Showdown.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, ever since DTN, I'm like, bro, it's like I said, it's gonna be it's a combination. DTN doing it the way that they did, but then like I said, MSI opening their doors to that loaner program. it's a pretty big combination. Those were the right moves to happen to kind of let it be more available to these regionals. Like it could happen in some places, but regionals like definitely needed this kind of support.
Do you think it was good that DTN did it on a big scale like that instead of doing it smaller, like so people would be like, oh, it's feasible, but like that big scale, regardless whether they lost money just running the event itself, do you think that was worth doing it on that big scale to show that, hey, it is feasible?
I think so, because I think that was one of the big reasons, one of the big kind of like references that could be cited when MSI decided to do this loaner program, especially I cannot remember the gentleman's name when he did the video, but he was tied with FGC pretty tight, so he was able to kind of go to his boss and make a really good pitch that can be like, look, there's the proof right there that this shit will work. We can get great marketing. You can, pull the data and see, have sales gone up? Have more people been going for these laptops that are maybe within the gaming spec? And, are we selling more? At the end of the day, they're trying to sell more, right? That's the kind of the whole point of sponsorship.
Plus, I think it was really big for Defend the North to do that, to make a comeback.
For sure.
Because they announced themselves again. So
yeah, when they came
again in July.
Yeah, when they came back, they had to come back with something unique, something to kind of like just, with under new management as well, right? They're under new management, but they had to come back with something to kind of put themselves back on the radar, and being the biggest FGC PC tournament is a pretty big deal. And I think right now, because of that, we're seeing it now work out and kind of open up the doors to other events to kind of get that ability.
I just wonder if Frosty will do that, because I feel like they have the space, they have the manpower to do it. Especially working with like Tampa Never Sleeps, and having Jabali also behind them too, and Combo Breaker, all the Rick and all the guys. So like, I wonder if they're just gonna try to pull that off. That'd be pretty cool to see, and then see like everything start transforming like PC primarily. But we'll see over time.
We'll see how it goes. All right, so that does it for the randoms. We do have a community question that you guys talked about last week, and I thought it was a really, really awesome little subjects. Actually, one of my favorite subjects that's making a bit of a comeback. So Gabe, actually, let us know, what did you ask the community last week?
What are your favorite mini games in fighting games?
Yes, the accursed content that isn't just fighting computers or your homies, like something else to kind of take your mind away from the usual stuff. It goes as far back as destroying someone's car, which doesn't even originate technically from fighting games. That came from Final Fight first, right? Like you actually destroy someone's car and you had to do be like, oh, my car, right? That was added in there. It's in Mortal Kombat Test Your Might, right? You got some of the Neo Geo joints. You got Tekken Ball, Tekken Bowling. Sean with his basketball game, the parry, Art of Fighting with you destroyed the tree, or is that you cut the tree or something? You chopped the tree. I'm trying to remember which one it was. But yeah, it's kind of has a long lineage on it. So we asked you guys, what are your favorite ones? What are the ones you're feeling, or you wanted to kind of give a quick shout out to? And I'm just gonna get some of these responses here from our awesome members here out in Discord. Once again, guys, if you want to get involved in this, definitely join us, smash.gg/Discord. But let's see. There are some technicalities. I want to put it out there. So, there are some technicalities for sure. So for Dots the Omen, shout out to Dots. He's kind of calling out. It's kind of funny. I feel like this is more of a spin-off than a technicality, but it's like kind of like there too. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Like hit us with like the entire game, which I'm like, it's not like in a fighting game, but it's basically a fighting game. Like if you get what I mean, like it's basically is MK. It's just we unhinged the camera, and it had a lot of little mini games in it. It still had like the fatalities and such you had to follow through with. So I want to call it on a technicality that that's a yes, and it is a fire game. Ed Boon, please give us a Shaolin Monks 2. Karnovsky, Puzzle Fighter, is saying if that's considered one. I would say it's more. That was definitely more of a spin-off, because like I'm gonna kind of come back to MK. Like MK Armageddon had mini games, right? Had like Mortal Kombat Tetris, had Mortal Karts in it as well, right? Those are the mini games I'm thinking of. Like Puzzle Fighter is its own game. Like there's a tournament scene for just Puzzle Fighter itself. There's a competitive scene for that. Like that I think it's its own game. But I kind of get it. It's still kind of in the same vein. Like you could instantly put that in if they decided to port that into any fighting game, any Street Fighter, like you would just accept that, like, yeah, it's just a minigame. Cool. But then he kind of backed up and said, break the targets and platforms on Smash Brothers.
You know what?
Do you guys remember Street Fighter 4 when they had I think it was Street Fighter 4 where they had the barrels rolling down?
They brought the barrels back from Street Fighter 2. Yep.
Bro, the hit detection on that was so garbage.
It was weird. I love
it. But it was still cool that they brought it back, but it was so bad. The hit detection.
What else we got? Earthworm Ben. Chess combat. Chess combat, always fun. I put up the combat carts because I was like, that was pretty fun. What else? Who else do we got? Any other ones here?
I just want to go back to break the targets. So many hours left on that. I've gotten taken away from that.
Karnofsky hit us with Tekken Bowling. Tekken Bowling is a classic for sure. Tekken Bowling could honestly just be its own thing at this rate. Like, and I would actually pay like the $5 or whatever and just have Tekken Bowling as a game on my Steam library that I could just go to. I don't even have to worry about Tekken 7. Like, give me customization still. Give me some fun extra stuff there, but I could just play Tekken Bowling as is. But hopefully that gets bundled up with Tekken 8 or bring back fucking Tekken Ball. Like, I like Tekken Ball. I don't know about y'all, but I was a fan of Tekken Ball.
You just play Roger.
Just play Roger? Okay, that's cheap.
Roger.
That's cheap.
Does Tobal's RPG count? Remember that game?
Tobal's
Tobal?
RPG?
We rented Tobal.
I know what you're talking about.
I think it was Tobal 2.
Two has the RPG. Well, they both have the RPG element, but 2 has the bigger RPG element.
So funny story. Funny story. Remember Guys?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Fantasy 7 characters. Man, my bad. So what's funny is my friend out of nowhere was like, "Yo, I remember this game when they were like laying on the beach and then they had to run and catch a flag." And I was like,
That was an Guys?
They lay on the beach and then they flip over real quick and then you have to keep mashing the button for them to run towards it.
Yeah, there were races you had to do.
There's some silly stuff.
And the thing is, I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I actually have the game, but I found it recently on like one of those No Bear DC Dreamcast emulators, and I've played it on stream. And he's watching. He's like, "No, that's not the game." I'm like, "No, it totally is.
This is exactly what you described. Then what the fuck?" So the talk about mini games is awesome because I think that needs to, we're coming back to it where we feel like we need to have more content in fighting games, and it's sure if you like a fighting game, the hardcore you're just gonna play through, but sometimes you just want to disconnect a little bit, even if you are hardcore. But the casuals are definitely gonna want to do more than that, right? They're gonna get bored really quick, or rather they're gonna go through the content fast. I think the MK games have always done a really good job in having something a little extra in there. Especially by the time Armageddon came out, right? There was so many little mini games there. But Street Fighter 6 is showing off to be bringing that back even more, right? From what we saw, there's going to be the old school, the original Street Fighter original Street Fighter mini game from the original Street Fighter game where you just had to break the 4 planks, so you had to learn to jump, kick, and punch versus kick or roundhouse or whatever. They're bringing that back. They're bringing command moves and stuff but the cool thing about these mini games, that the way that they're doing it, I've said it before, is that it's going to help teach you the game too. You could just spend hours doing this and not realize you're honing in on your muscle memory for a fireball, for a DP, for a flash kick or something, right? Or even for just general links too, because then if you have to mash on a car, you're maybe trying to combo as best as you can, so you're just pressing as many buttons. But yeah, the mini games are always something fun, always something enjoyable for sure. I hope they don't go anywhere anytime soon. I hope we get more of them. I want more of them. I wish Guilty Gear had some kind of mini game in it. It's got great tutorial and stuff. But I need. That's not a mini game. That's just menu mashing, man. And plus, and even then, there's a limit. I already got everything. I can decorate my whole house with everything.
You want to know how you know what they should do in Smash? Because Smash has some really good mini games. I thought Smash actually taught you how to play the game too. Smash the Targets was really freaking cool. And I actually appreciate watching people speedrun it because it was just different, right? You never seen it before. But just smash the targets. I spent a lot of time in that. I spent a lot of time in the home run challenge, the stupidest thing ever. Just a home run challenge in its own.
The space story mode and such, that like individual, like you're platforming all over the place. It was like stuff like that we need to have. I mean, Street Fighter 6 World Tour, right? World Tour is just gonna be a plethora of extra content to do, which I'm super stoked for. But with that, I want to say thanks to, of course, our awesome Discord members for posting up a couple of your mini games. If you're checking out this now, let us know what are your favorite mini games in fighting games. Post them up. Once again, you can join us at mash.gg/Discord. Tell us, come say hi, and then tell us what you like, what you hope to see in the future. I'm still a fan. Also, I think my biggest one was MK9. Is it 9? Test your might, test your luck, test your sight. That was awesome. All that was fire, right? I loved it. And X had it. Sorry, X had only test your might, I think. But I love test your luck. I love test your sight as well. Hopefully they do some more of that. Maybe test your reflexes, right? Trying to press at certain times. We'll only have to wait and see what MK12 has to offer. But with that, guys, we're gonna be closing out the show. I'm gonna be taking a quick drink though beforehand. Need some water. But we'll be right back after these quick ads, and we'll be ending it up. All right, so Street Fighter 6 gameplay. We got some new Dragon Ball FighterZ announcements coming in. A new patch over in the horizon. Of course, we also ended up with some potential, some interesting, very interesting personality-based characters coming in through Granblue for Granblue Rising, which we'll end up seeing and new trailer in Evo Japan this week, or excuse me, not this week. We have Arcsys World Tour this week. Evo Japan will be later this month. But make sure to stay tuned, of course, once again on Saturday on the 11th to come check us out here on Mash Those Buttons on Twitch. But that is it for this week, guys. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. You guys can, of course, catch us on all social medias. Make sure to follow us at Double Tap FGC. You can follow my awesome hosts here when they're not playing Street Fighter Duel or watching wrestling or streaming or whatever. Make sure to follow Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms. My man's going to be jumping in, of course, onto some Resident Evil 4 later this month. That's going to be fire for sure. That's going to be very important.
Never.
Maybe. Damn. Who knows? I might. Who knows? I might check that out.
I love speedruns, dude.
Meza, are you streaming any of your Street Fighter Duel games? Like, in like
dude.
that?
I'm actually about to start dropping some videos. Like, I've been trying to learn some stuff that's gonna intrigue some people about why they should probably invest into the game. I will tell you firsthand, you don't need to spend money. So that's a little insider trade. But if you spend money, I mean, it's easier. Why not?
Hey, if you're a baller, you're a baller. Get that Sakura streetwear. Make sure to go follow Meza at Meza FGC and Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla once again on all social media platforms and on Twitch. You can follow me at CrashTagVS. Check out Mash Those Buttons at the Mash Network on Twitter. And like I said earlier, man, if you want to get involved in some of these interactive, awesome audience included segments that we have, make sure to join us, of course, on Discord, mash.gg/Discord. Come say what's up, get an FGC flair. Come say hi to our awesome community members out there that are just doing some really awesome stuff, posting up articles, asking some questions. We'd like to interact with you guys there. Come join us there. We will be live this Saturday. Once again, March 11th, we will be live when we do an Arc World Tour. I'll be playing some games beforehand. Come through if you want to get some matches on. If you want to give me some lumps, sure, go for it. Come through. I'll be playing some Strive, but we'll be watching and checking out the finals thing, guys. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. We'll be live after that Saturday. We'll be live next week. Of course, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Monday to talk about the finals, amongst other things. Hopefully, an announcement, hopefully another character, and I hope it's not Dizzy. In the meantime, though, guys, we'll see you guys.
Please, Dizzy.
No,
please.
No, fuck that. See you guys.
You playing all the time
on Saturday. Later, guys. Peace.
Peace.